Two former teammates and two legends colliding tonight in Phoenix as two of the West's best do battle in the desert. We had 5 games in the NBA tonight, and we start in Phoenix, where the Warriors are looking to snap out of this cold streak. Warriors losers of 3 in a row looking to get out to a better start in this one, and it starts with a Draymond 3. Suns responding back later in the first. No Bradley Beal, no Jusuf Nurkic for the Suns tonight. Tyus Jones stepping up. Then later in the first, a familiar sight for Warriors fans. Kevin Durant with a contested 3, now more from the Suns role players, Monte Morris. Late stages of the first, don't forget, Phoenix lost the other night to Brooklyn, looking to bounce back. And then check out this possession. This is what the Mike Budenholzer offense can look like. Second quarter in Phoenix, turning up the tempo. Durant to the corner, Monte Morris again. Later in the second quarter, Suns offense scorching hot, and once again, check out the pristine ball movement, open 3, Grayson Allen. Warriors defense continuing to get picked apart at the end of this first half. Beautiful ball movement once again. Warriors go into halftime down 17. That's Curry's first bucket of the game. It took him a while to get going, but now Steph's starting to arrive to the party. Warriors starting to climb back in it. Curry had 2 points at halftime, but he's starting to find his footing. Warriors cut the 17-point lead down to 8, but every time they inch closer, a bad mistake. Draymond turnover, Booker layup. Now it's the fourth. We know about the Warriors' fourth quarter struggles. KD was quiet most of the night for his standards, but when they need him in the fourth, here he goes against Lindy Waters, unguardable. Then this right here was my favorite possession of the night. Check out the defense by Durant, doing everything on both ends of the floor in this fourth quarter, getting the block. Suns out and running, and there's Monte Morris. Suns up big once again. Shot clock winding down. 5 minutes to go. They get it to Tyus Jones, and in the absence of Bradley Beal, he stepped up. They started the season so good. Now this, according to Anthony Slater from Steve Kerr, quote, "This is how it is. It's the NBA. It's a competitive, vicious league. 4 games ago, we're on top of the world. Everybody's happy. Now we've lost 4 in a row. Everybody's pissed. By the way, it doesn't get any easier because their next game is at Denver." Speaking of Steve Kerr, he played 13 guys in his rotation tonight. You don't see that often, and he said after the game he may have to shorten his rotations. But enough talking about the Dubs, because we got to talk about the Suns real quick. Now they're 10-2 with KD, continuing to look like a really formidable team out west. Winning this game without Beal, without Nurkic, with Booker having 27-9 and Durant with 21-10, this is a really good Phoenix team. Next up, 2 teams headed in opposite directions. The ice-cold Wizards, the red-hot Bucks. The Bucks coming in having won 7 of their last 8. The Wizards have lost 13 in a row. Late in the first, though, that trend might not continue. Washington up by 3. Malcolm Brogdon has been really good for them. All tied up in the second quarter, 6 minutes to go. Dame, we saw what he did the other night in Miami. But Washington continuing to keep it close. End of the first half, only down by 4, and Jordan Poole putting the moves on Taurean Prince. Milwaukee charging ahead early in the third. Giannis welcoming Alex Sarr to the league, blowing right by him with a left. 5 minutes to go in the third. Bucks up by 5. Same matchup, same result. Giannis going right at the rookie Sarr with a little scoop layup. Same matchup here, end of the third. Giannis using the screen, getting downhill. That's typical Wizards defense. Believe it or not, the Wizards only down by 5 here in the fourth quarter with a chance, and Sarr brings them within 2. But down the stretch, when the Wizards needed stops, they just couldn't get them. Giannis, nice dime. That was Giannis to Brook Lopez. Now it's Dame to Brook Lopez. Good night. The Bucks have won 6 in a row and 8 of 9. That slow start earlier in the season is a thing of the past now, and Giannis with 42, 12, and 11. Dame 25 and 10. And for the Wizards, the end of a miserable month, 0-14. Despite the loss, want to give a shout out to Malcolm Brogdon, who had 29 and 11. Wizards lose by 10, but Brogdon could be a nice trade deadline addition for a contender. Looking at their early December schedule, you guys tell me, where is the win? I think their best chances is going to be against Charlotte at home and again against Charlotte at home. We don't know if LaMelo will play in either of those games. Another team desperate for a win today. The Sixers are in Detroit. The Pistons coming off their best win of the season yesterday in Indiana. But the difference tonight for the Pistons, no Cade Cunningham, and they would have to deal with Tyrese Maxey all game. Philly getting a little bit healthier in this one, as well as Paul George returns from that hyperextended knee. Sixers playing some of their best basketball in this first quarter. Gershon Yabusele puts them up 16. Second quarter, more Sixers coming into this game at 3-14, desperate for wins. Third quarter, Sixers up by 10, George contributing, but it was Maxey doing the heavy lifting. Here he is again a few possessions later. Once he turns this corner going to the right, it is beep beep to the rim. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for these Sixers. Check out the rookie Adem Bona with a huge block on one end, and then on the other it leads to this. Oubre going coast to coast. Fourth win of the season for the Sixers. A big reason for it, these two youngsters, Ricky Council and KJ Martin, stepping up. And guess what? Despite everything that's happened for the Sixers so far this season, they're 1 loss out of 10th place and 3 losses out of 7th. Mavericks in Utah tonight, first possession of the game. No Luka, but they still got Kyrie Sanat. Mavericks already off to a great start. We know without Luka, they've been doing it by committee. And it helps a lot when the lead member of that committee is another superstar in his own right named Kyrie Irving. Check out this finish with the left hand. Second quarter, Mavericks up by 10. This offseason addition does not get the respect it deserves. Quentin Grimes. Grimes has been a fantastic addition. Final seconds of the second quarter, it's Irving again and again. Third quarter, and here he goes again, putting the moves on. Kyrie for 3. He was doing it all tonight, doing it on both ends of the floor. Even when things aren't going his way, they still somehow are. Kyrie loses it, gets it back, and a dime. Last season without Luka, the Mavericks were 4-8. Now this season, they're 5-1 without Luka. Do you understand why that is? I don't think it's because Luka's a ball hog or a bad teammate or anything like that. They've won 7 of their last 8 games because this is the deepest Dallas team that we have seen. Tonight, 24 more points for Quentin Grimes coming off 21 the other game. But tonight was all about Kyrie Irving. 30 points, 9 assists, 7 boards, 4 steals, doing it all. Superstar. Last but not least, tonight in Charlotte, no LaMelo Ball. Hawks and Hornets, check out Vasilije Micić right here without LaMelo, channeling his inner LaMelo with that pass. Atlanta just came off 2 straight impressive wins over Cleveland. No way they're going to have a letdown today, right? Well, early on, there's the rookie, Zachary Risacher, with a great play. And then the next possession, Daniels the takeaway up ahead to Risacher. Atlanta up by 5, late in the first half, 1:30 to go, and there is Trae Young. Don't go underneath the screen against him. Third quarter and more signs of impressive stuff from the number 1 overall pick. Risacher pulling it back, looking smooth. But it's anybody's game now in the fourth quarter, and Brandon Miller getting an all-you-can-eat diet of shot attempts. Atlanta up by 5, 4 minutes to go. Jalen Johnson's been so impressive. Charlotte down by 4, 1.5 to go, and there is Vasilije Micić again. Next possession, Hornets down by 2, Brandon Miller to the rim, no good, but he tips it up and in. On the other end, this would be a massive disappointment for the Hawks after those 2 great performances, but DeAndre Hunter responds. Final chance for Charlotte down by 2, and Micić turns it over. Trae up ahead to Hunter. Good night. God, I love this Hornets team, man. Brandon Miller, 32 points on 10 of 30 shooting. All you can eat shot attempts. You gotta love it. Hawks get the job done. Jalen Johnson had 20 points and 9 assists, and over his last 5 games, those look like most improved player numbers to me. He is a baller. That's all we got for tonight. I know tomorrow's Sunday football, and that's exciting, and I'm excited for that too, but we got some good games going on tomorrow. 10 games in total and a couple of headliners. One right here, Celtics and Cavs. And then this one, Thunder and Rockets, the 2 top teams in the West right now. We also got Spurs and Kings. We got Mavs and Blazers. Mavs looking to stay hot. And Nuggets and Clippers, the nightcap. I will be fully locked in on these 2 games though. Celtics and Cavs, Thunder and Rockets. Those are some of the best games we might see all season early in the season.